Hello, my name is Phuong Malkin. I come from a refugee immigrant family. It is ridiculous to think that if you come from an immigrant origin, you are in favor of the open border policy. The legal immigrant has to meet all kind of requirements and sometimes have to wait for years before they are admitted to the United States and later become citizen. It's as ridiculous to say that immigrants are in favor of open border, just as when Mr. Biden said that if you vote Republican, you are not black. We Americans, black, white, or Asian, or whatever, we work, we pay tax, and we think just like every American. Some of us like the platform of the Republicans. Some of us are in favor of the democratic ideology. When Mr. Trump talked about the Haitian immigrants eating dogs and cats, it did not anger me because I understand that in poor country, people eat whatever they can catch or whatever they have, dog, cat, or worms. When the country prosper, get better, where or when they come to a country where there enough food to eat, the habit of eating those animals is still there, and they still think that it's normal to eat those animals. And some of them think that is delicacy. When the Vietnamese refugee first come to this country, some of them still ate dog. If you go on YouTube, you will see that dog meat is sold in market in China, in Vietnam, like any other kind of meat. When the immigrants are allowed to go into the country legally, then the small number of immigrants can live among the Americans who have been here for a long time or who have been born here, and they can be assimilated into the mainstream. They can understand and they will get help to understand that when you live in a country, you have to obey the law of that country. You have to observe the custom of that country. But when you have a large influx, a wave of illegal immigrants come into the country, there is not enough help to help them assimilate into the mainstream life of the country. And so that's why we have chaos. Aside from those small problems, the larger picture that Mr. Trump wants to present to the voters is that when there is the influx of illegal immigrants who just enter the border without any real vetting, there are criminals who enter along with the people who just want to get a better life. And for me, I believe that 99% of people who cross the border illegally just want a better life. But you only need 1% of the bad people, of the people who come from jail, people who were criminal, who were gangs, etc. And it can create chaos and high crime in our country, the USA. And one reality is that criminal in minority community, they commit more crimes, a lot more crimes against their own community than the mainstream. That is why the immigrant, the minority community, more than anybody else, are against that kind of open border. And one more problem, the economic problem, is that those people who enter the country illegal in mass, the administration give them free housing, free healthcare, free food, at the expense of our tax money. That is one thing. The other thing is that eventually they will have to find job. And where do they find job? They will get the low paying job at first and the entry level job at first. So the so-called rich people, the employers, they like it because there is a bigger pool of labor for them to choose from. They don't have to pay high wage. They don't have to treat the employees real good because the employees, the applicants, have to compete for the job. So who will be hurt the most? The working poor. Miss Kamala Harris is talking about she is she comes from the middle class and she has the interest of the working poor, the poor, the middle class in mind, and she will make the rich people pay more. I mean, this kind of class warfare is always employed by the Democratic Party. And according to what I learned in school, that is one main element of Marxism, of communism. But in the United States, it is an illusion to think that any administration can make the rich pay more. The rich people have an army of lawyers and accountants to protect their interests. When the administration invent more tax, more regulation, it just hurt the small business owners like me. Well, right now, I am a business owner who do business with the working class. I depend on the of the well-being of the working class to do my business. And right now, I am still benefiting from the tax cut during the Trump era. That will be sunset next year. 20% of my business income is not taxed, thanks to Mr. Trump administration. But if he doesn't win this November next year, my tax will go up. So that is one of the reasons that I hope Mr. Trump will win this election. I live in Nevada, a swing state, and I already turned in my ballot to the register of voters of my county. I hope that everybody else who think that the Trump era was better than now, please vote early. Thank you for listening.